love it. Like that. They have taught me a lot. They have taught me the power of forgiveness, when you can just let your past go and it doesn't have to live inside you anymore. And so they've really taught me that life goes on, and that spirit and life and love, it's always alive and it's forever. Our bodies, are for a short term, but the soul of each of us kind of comes into form and out of form, but it continues forever.
Up next, our eco-correspondent Judy Solis visits the Gentle Farm. It is an animal sanctuary in Southern California with opportunities to practice vocal skills, motor skills, and confidence building while brushing cows, leading horses, holding chickens, petting goats, giving tummy rubs to pigs, and doing projects in the barnyard. Participants get to hug and interact with the animals for the physical, mental, and emotional benefits. So get ready, we're going in for some cow hugging therapy right here on American Latino TV.
I was born an animal lover, and it seemed like that I was the only one in my community that saw them and loved them and wanted to help them. But then I actually discovered an abusive petting zoo near me by accident, went in there and discovered a lot of suffering animals and started taking them home to my little half-acre backyard. And before I knew it, my backyard was full of animals, and I said, oh my God, I just started my dream. I know firsthand how healing and saving animals can be. And so my dream about the Gentle Barn was not only to show the world how beautiful these animals are, but to connect the animals with people that are struggling. So when I started the Gentle Barn in 1999, started bringing in these animals that had nowhere else to go, I also made calls to people who are struggling, from drug and alcohol rehab centers, probation camps, foster agencies, war veteran centers, domestic violence shelters, and said, look, I have these animals that have the same stories as your clients. Bring them. And they did. And so to take in an animal that's completely broken, heal them physically and emotionally, give them a beautiful sanctuary and a family and a home, and then partner with them to heal people with the same stories of trauma, it's like watching miracles every day. There was a time where I just said, I'm not gonna make it. Like, this isn't gonna work. And so I hired a realtor to actually sell this property and to get us a property way far out in like Lancaster that is much less expensive, that I could at least take care of the animals that I had, but close the organization down and not take any more. And the realtor came for me to sign the papers, and I was bawling my eyes out because this was my dream since I was 7, and I had come so far and I couldn't believe we were failing. And I went to sign the paper and she grabbed my wrist and she said, don't you dare. And I was like, what? And she goes, this is your dream. This is your calling. This is why you're here. You cannot give up. I was like, you can't leave. And so she gave me a copy of The Secret. Have you ever heard of that movie?
I've read that book and the movie.
And the movie.
Yes, yes.
And she was like, you watch this every day for 30 days and don't call me again. And she left. It gave us permission to have this dream.
Yeah.
It encouraged us that the reason we have this dream is because we're supposed to have it. And if we have this idea, then it's gonna succeed. And we just kept trying, and here we are. In our 23rd year, 200 animals, 3 locations, and it's all because of that realtor that selflessly saved the Gentle Barn instead of making her own profit. When we connect with every living thing, when we create kindness and gentleness out of our bodies, out of our eating habits, when we spend time each day meditating, quieting ourselves, and listening to things that are not said, then our intuition grows stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, I have always heard animals since I was a tiny child. It was always normal for me, and I thought it was normal for everybody else until I hit like middle school and high school, where people would start teasing me. And I was like, you can't hear them? It's so obvious. It's an ability that I've held onto because of my deep passion and love for animals.
I love it. Like that.
They have taught me a lot. They have taught me the power of forgiveness, when you can just let your past go and it doesn't have to live inside you anymore. And so they've really taught me that life goes on, and that spirit and life and love, it's always alive and it's forever. Our bodies, are for a short term, but the soul of each of us kind of comes into form and out of form, but it continues forever. And that's the greatest lesson these animals have taught me, is showing me there's no such thing as death. And that when we're connected with someone in physical form, that connection is forever.